Hey everyone, welcome back to another One More Podcast. I'm here with my buddy Blake, as always, since he's the only person that likes being on this podcast apparently, and all of my friends hate me apparently. Just kidding. All right, so trying a few things out, and then we'll probably go to the advice segment. So I guess this will be kind of a split, blended sort of deal. And I don't know, we'll just kind of see where it goes. So I figure since last week, we definitely got pretty heavy into the emotions and the XX Tentacion and the depression and the anxiety and the whatever. And
lighten things up this time.
Yeah, I think we'd start something light because I wanted to do this last week, but then as soon as because I was totally cool with, talking about everything. And, I really do think it's important to make sure that, hey, we have an understanding of what's going on. And, we're humans. Let's talk about what humans do. So definitely, I had no problems with it. It was just on my list of things that I wanted to talk about if we had the time was definitely not on the same. It was we're going to do Mad Libs. We're going to I have a collection. And so I figure we'd do it, and I think it'd just be kind of fun. So, Blake, give me a plural noun.
Plural?
Yes.
Horses.
Horses. Okay. Give me an adjective. Make it crazy, Blake.
Affable.
Affable. How do you spell that?
A-B-L-E.
A-B-L-E?
No, you had it.
Oh, okay, B-L-E. Gotcha.
A-B-L-E.
Okay. I'll read it. I'll just be like, affable. Who the hell wrote this? Give me an adjective, please.
Ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous.
I'm gonna break out the diction today.
There you go. That's good. Show your SAT skills. Give me a noun.
Environment.
Environment. That's how I always say it. I say it environment. Give me another noun.
Another noun?
Another noun, please.
Tissues.
Tissues. Okay. How about another noun?
Baby wipes.
Baby wipes. Wow, this is gonna be really interesting. Give me another noun.
Golly.
I know, just nouns off the wazoo.
Screwdriver.
Screwdriver. Okay. What about an adjective?
Vigorous.
Vigorous. I can spell. Give me a part of the body that's not a private part.
Earlobe.
Earlobe. That's oddly specific. And then give me a plural noun. We're halfway through.
Another plural noun. Okay. Yep. Cereals.
Cereals. Okay. Give me an adjective. Oh, he said clever to that. He had the little thing said.
Oh,
clever.
I did?
Yeah.
Yay.
You're good for you for being clever with cereals. Adjective.
Another adjective. Okay. Colorful.
Colorful. Okay. Give me a noun. Give me a give me a space related noun.
Space?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Just like space related. up there.
In the space?
Yeah, no. Give me space, Blake. Right.
That's why I was like
No.
hesitancy. Let's see. Space. Asteroid.
Asteroid. I like that. I always liked the difference between asteroids and comets.
What is the difference?
Isn't it
asteroids revolve around gravity, but
I
comets
think
don't?
so. And then I know there's something about mass and the size, and then the direction and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that I remember. It's so weird, the really random things that you remember from your childhood. I just remember in my elementary class there was a poster, and then it had it talked about asteroids and comets, and then gravity belts of something, and then I don't know, some other stuff. So
well, there's an asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter.
Yeah,
but if an asteroid falls away and goes into orbit somewhere and picks up enough speed,
then
it becomes a
comet. I think. I don't know. Can I guess someone in the comments tell me what a comet is, because I don't know. Someone look it up. I'm not trying to look things up right now. Adjective.
Luxurious.
Luxurious. Can't spell that right. Noun.
Noun.
Mm-hmm.
Bottle.
Bottle. Okay. And give me another part of the body that is plural that's not a private part.
Eyes.
Eyes. All right. Last couple of ones. One more part of the body.
It's not plural?
Not plural.
Fingernail.
Fingernail. That's going to be weird. And then one last plural noun.
One last plural noun. Guitars.
Guitars. Should have known. Just kidding. All right. You've earned a badge. Word, playa. You completed your first story.
All right.
Here we go. Oh, God. gosh. Okay.
Read it up.
Here we go.
Or do you want me to read it?
Yeah, please do. And try and read what I'm trying to read what I typed.
Horses of all ages enjoy watching affable magicians perform their ambidextrous tricks. Every man, woman, and environment loves to see a magician pull a tissues out of his hat, saw a live baby wipes in half, or make a huge screwdriver disappear into vigorous air.
Wow.
Audiences love when magicians perform sleight of earlobe with a deck of cereals, a colorful coin, or a silk asteroid. The greatest of all magicians was the luxurious Harry Houdini. That actually kind of made sense.
Yeah, a little bit.
Who was able to escape from a locked bottle even though his eyes were tied behind his fingernail and his feet were wrapped in iron guitars.
Wow. That's
impressive.
That is a very mad lib, if you don't mind me saying. You care for one more, and then we can move on?
Do you want me to do you?
Oh, sure. Yeah, okay. Let's do... Here, you pick the topic, I guess. There's a whole list of them.
I am going to do the judge's decision.
Okay, the judge's decision.
Give
Here we
me
go. A noun. We'll do... Plant.
Noun?
We'll
it's kind of hard when you're on the spot.
Yeah, no, right? Yeah, I'm like,
going through all of those years of English class.
Let's do England.
England.
That's a noun, right? Or I guess that's a proper noun. Country.
You want to do country?
Country. We'll do country.
All right. Part of the body?
We'll do left thumb. Okay. Left thumb. That's a part of the body.
Thumb.
Thank you.
Got it.
Okay.
Noun.
Mickey hat. You see, look, they're behind the camera over there. There's my Mickey Mouse hat. So we'll do Mickey hat. Thank you. There was someone in my high school named Mickey, and I don't know.
Mickey too.
Really?
Yeah, but he was not.
Was he weird?
No, he wasn't like a Mickey that I thought he would be. Like I expect all Mickeys to have a New York accent or New Jersey accent.
All right, that's fair.
Hey, Mickey. Like,
yeah,
but he did not.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It was just Mikey, but he didn't want to be called by Mikey.
Oh, so it's like Mickey. That makes sense. Yeah, no, the Mickey
I... sorry.
Oh, no, you're totally good. I was just going to say the Mickey I knew was very weird.
Was weird?
Was like off the cuff.
How weird are we talking? Like the kind of kid that would run through the hallways weird? Or
yes, like not even run, but like fast walk. Like obvious fast walk. And I mean, he was such a sweet guy. Like you could tell he's very genuine, but it's really funny because Blake, I don't like, so I know you're not super computer savvy, but like, you know, like how computers kind of function. You plug it in and it works, right?
Yeah, there's a hamster spinning, running with a wheel somewhere in it.
Perfect.
And that generates electricity.
Exactly.
Because of Albert Edison.
Yes, perfect. Thank you. So we had in high school, we had this computer science class, and it was just like, hardware stuff and software stuff, like learning the ins and outs, just essentially how to build a computer and how things work. And so it was really funny because we were going over one section, and then it was like probably the beginning of the year or whatever, and we were going like over electricity and how it works in the computer. And so I forget what the teacher asked specifically, but I think it was something like, and so why does this turn on? Why does this light turn on whenever you input power to it or something like that? And so just not even called on, just the Mickey stands up and then he goes, because God said, let there be lights. And I was just like, yes, I'm good for you, man. Good. I mean, like he just random outbursts like that. And he would always make comments and stuff like that. And then again, he's such a sweet guy. And, he's just, like I said, he's just almost innocent to a point. But
those are the kind of kids I loved having in class, though. Because they would cause that just opened up any of the other class clowns that were in class with me.
Oh, for sure.
To just free reign to just once the ice is broken with and let there be light. Just the floodgates of me and all my other dumbass friends just to say whatever the hell we wanted.
Yep.
It was so great.
It was good. Mickey was nice. Mickey, if you're out there, I hope you're
kudos to Mickey.
Doing all right there.
Give me an adverb, homie.
An adverb. Oh shit. What is an adverb?
Anything ending in ing.
Oh,
or no. It's fastly, like quickly,
okay.
ly.
Then we'll do sluggishly.
Sluggishly.
That's an adverb, right? I don't know.
It is now.
Sees where our high school education got us.
Person in room, female.
Wait, what? Person in room female.
So a mom, sister, girlfriend,
okay.
mistress, prostitute.
We'll
I don't know
do.
why that's the first thing I think of.
I mean,
I guess,
those are all the females in this world, is it not?
That's it.
Can
right?
you name any other females?
Doctor, nurse,
the first lady. There we go.
First lady.
First lady.
So do you want me to write Ivanka?
No, just type first lady. We have to keep it. We have to keep it like
vague.
Exactly. Okay. One thing, and this is so like totally random, but I hate when comedy specials and stuff like that, or just even just general movies, they date themselves. I really hate that. Like, I just because I think good art is timeless, and good forms of comedy and good forms of movies and whatever it is, I think it can be timeless. And so when you specifically like,
what do you mean like date? Like at the beginning, it has like 1834.
No. Like I'm trying to think. Like there was this one comedy special, and he was making references to like 2017 and stuff like that. And it was like, I get it, and it's current, it's relevant and stuff like that, but in those types of subjects, let's just like there's a greater topic that's more vague and that you can still make jokes off of, that you can reference that. But I just, when you specifically, because then when I'm watching it like 10 years from now, for whatever reason, if I'm watching it then, it's like, well, you may or may not get the reference, or you may forget that thing happened, so that joke becomes almost niche to that time period.
I don't know. I always dug that, because I remember when I took a film history class in college, my professor said movies, TV shows, art, any form of art is a reflection on the times in which they were in. So think about movies back in the 60s, 50s. They were all about Westerns. It was a very rough and rugged time in the U.S. And then movies start to get more weird by the 60s and 70s, which reflected the creative outflow from all that time period. Then you had the 80s, where it was so overly produced and bland because America was at the top of its game.
True.
And then you had the 90s resurgence of going back to basic art form with grunge music, and movies got very simple. Like with Pulp Fiction, it was a brand new idea, but it was also original, but it was also, we knew something from it. And so I dig that, like, if Joe Rogan's special Triggered, I dig that he talks about current stuff, because I know that when I watch it again, because it's one of my favorite specials, it's going to be, oh fuck yeah, I do remember that. Like, that's a reflection of the time.
I guess that
and
does
it's
make
like
sense.
it's a mark on that time and place in our lives and our culture. Like, I think that's how it should be done.
No, that's a fair point. I guess, I don't know. I just, for whatever reason, I
do understand that whenever like some comic tries to make a joke like about social media or anything like that, that's when I'm like, okay, he's kind of pandering to a younger audience. He's trying to be young and hip and fresh with the Instagram and the Snapchat and all that shit. It's like, okay, I get it.
Right.
I get that. I get that that's a product of the times and whatever. But
I feel you. I don't know. I guess I'll have to try and find the special. I'm sure it's still on Netflix. And I just know he made a comment about something current, and it just rubbed me the wrong way.
Just the way he said it, maybe?
It might have. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, it might have been something about Trump, and maybe I just don't like Trump jokes because it's like everyone does it,
so
and it's
fucking
just
old.
It's almost to the point now that it's like the lowest common denominator now.
It is.
It's like anybody can rattle off a Trump joke.
Yeah.
Anybody, just boom, 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 3 in a row. Great, you had a laugh, but was it really?
You're so brave. You're so brave.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. And then so maybe that was.
Isn't it weird how it, like, comedians now are like, the lowest form of comedy is. It used to be the lowest form of comedy is talking about the differences between the sexes. Right. Like, oh, my wife does this and I'm a fat pig and I'm always horny kind of jokes. But now that's like dangerous territory.
True.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
That how everything flipped, where now it's the Trump thing that's every comedian has always ever done and will do for like the next 2 or 3 years, unless he gets reelected, and it goes on for another 4. But like, I don't know. It's just weird, like, to hear comedians talk about the differences between the sexes. It's funny as hell. It's more funnier now than it was. I don't know. Louis C.K. was pretty funny when he talked about differences between him and his wife.
When that wasn't in his 2017 special, was it?
No.
Okay.
Because he was divorced by then. It was
one
of his earlier specials.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, you see a change in comedy and in music, and it's just a reflection of the time that we're in.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense.
And that's why it's kind of hard and I get why the conservative half of my family is very vocal and strict about that, because like they want to remember the good old times. They take a lot of member berries and they want to be back when
things were simple.
Right.
And
that's
they weren't
why
complicated.
I grew up listening to nothing but old country and old rock. That's all I listened to. It's because that's what you were their mark.
By.
That's their mark. Right.
Okay.
Hook me up with an adjective.
Fluffy.
Fluffy, because you looked at your cat.
Kind of. And I was thinking of Gabriel Iglesias for whatever reason.
Plural noun.
Gabriel Iglesias is.
I don't.
No?
Iglesia is church, so I can put churches.
Let's do homeless peoples. People? Homeless people. That's plural. I'm stupid. I don't know. I don't know. The past couple of days I've been saying some stupid things. Anyways.
Person in room.
Blake.
Okay. Animal.
Harper is a cat.
I think it needs to be like.
Fine. Wildebeest.
Okay. Wildebeest. Give me a plural noun.
Rocks.
Rocks. A place. Rocks in a hard place.
Place. My bathroom.
Your bathroom specifically?
My bathroom. Yeah, type in my bathroom.
This is a courtroom thing, so you might be...
Perfect. I love it. There was a murder in my bathroom.
Bathroom?
All right, fine. Put Yuval's bathroom. All right. That'll make it all the more worth.
Pooper room.
There you go.
Person in room.
Yuval. Oh, God. It's going to be a case against me versus you.
Adjective.
Deadly.
Noun.
I'm trying to think of a court stuff. Noun. Murder weapon.
And the murder weapon was the murder
weapon.
Noun.
Jackhammer. Powerful, like a jackhammer.
Yes. Give me another noun.
Bloody axe.
Okay.
I'm just going for it.
There's an adjective next.
No, we'll do bloody axe and then go. I gotta go and do bloody axe.
Adjective.
Even more bloody.
Even more bloody.
Perfect.
Not bloody.
Bloody.
Sponge boob. Noun.
Taco.
Dig it. All right. You earned a badge. All by myself. You did a story without hints.
Oh, okay. All right.
Good for you.
So do I get to read the story now?
I just want to read the first line real quick because this is so fucking ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, here we go. When it was my turn to audition for Plant Idol, the reality show where people compete to be the best solo country, I sang from the depths of my What is this? Oh, this is not a courtroom. It's a American Idol audition.
Oh, I thought it was the
judge's decision. Okay, all right. Well, great. Oh God, this is gonna be horrible.
Really
Okay, I sang from the depths of my very left thumb. When my song ended, I could hardly catch my Mickey hat as I sluggishly awaited the judge. That's true. I would probably, if I got all sweaty and gross, I'm just... First lady was very kind. She said, well, the good news is that you look fluffy. Thanks, Ivanka Trump. And you really connected with the homeless people on that song. Oh, then Blake said, you know, wildebeest, I dug your rocks. And I thought I really had a chance to make it to the Yuval's bathroom. But then mean old Yuval said, horrid, terrible, deadly. You sounded like an animal trapped inside a murder weapon. I gasped and shouted, well, you just don't know anything about jackhammer. I stormed out of the bloody axe. I was gonna make it as an even more bloody singer, whether that judge from Taco Idol liked me or not.
Good Lord.
That's horrible. I hate this.
You were about to kill Simon Cowell.
Yeah, right? Except it was myself in this instance. Dun dun dun. Yeah, okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. That was really stupid and nonsensical, but something I enjoy. Now we moving to our next segment. It is probably will be horrible, but I'm going to read you a quote and then I'll give you 3 names and you have to tell me who that person is. So, we'll start with, just so you can't see or anything like that.
And are these historical figures, or are these?
Yeah, real people and stuff like that.
I'm about to say it's not a quote from.
Okay, here we go. I'm convinced. I can't speak today. I'm convinced that about half of what separates the successful entrepreneurs from the non-successful entrepreneurs is one pure perseverance. Is that by A, Henry Ford, B, Steve Jobs, or C, Mark Zuckerberg?
I don't think it's Mark, because you didn't say it with a robot voice.
So that's true. You're right.
Mark is out.
Gave it away. Dang it.
I don't know. That one's a tough one. I'm gonna go with Henry Ford though.
It was not Henry Ford.
Jobs.
It is Steve Jobs.
See, I figured Steve Jobs would be very much more abrupt and blunt about it.
That's true. Yeah, you're probably
right. You don't
right.
got it in your cards, kid. Move the fuck along. Give me the Mac.
Okay. Let's do. Success is going from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm.
Okay.
Is that A, Catherine the Great?
No.
B, Abraham Lincoln?
No.
Or C, Winston Churchill?
Ooh. It's either Lincoln or Churchill. I'm going to go Churchill.
It is Churchill. Yeah. Correct. Ding, 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 ding.
He has many great quotes.
Oh, does he really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Number 3. Being ignorant is not so much a shame as being unwilling to learn. Was that A, Benjamin Franklin, B, Abraham Lincoln, or C, Abigail Adams?
Abigail was incredibly intelligent. So was Ben. So was Abraham. But ignorance, I think that has a lot to do with what was going on during the 1850s and 60s. So I'm going to go Lincoln.
That is a very good logical guess, but it's actually Ben Franklin.
It's Ben Franklin? Okay.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to move on to movie quotes.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Here we go. All right.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, that's way too easy. Oh my
Go
gosh.
on, just do it.
No, it's
just
so easy. My mama said life was like... Okay, that's what I'm fucking saying.
To say like Zuckerberg?
I don't know, man. Throw you off, man. Okay. Here we go. Is it... Oh, I was going to say, what is this quote?
I don't know.
All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. Is that A, Charles Xavier, B, Yoda, Star Wars Episode 5,
no,
or C, Gandalf from Lord of the Rings?
That's Gandalf.
That is correct. It is Gandalf. All right. Do you want to do writers like potentially Stephen King, Mark Twain, George Eliot?
Oh, I'm a fuck up.
Ernest Hemingway. Okay. All right. Here we go.
I only know Orwell. Orwell and McCarthy. That's all I know.
There you go. We'll do this one. Rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life. Is that A, J.K. Rowling, B, Stephen King, or C, George Eliot?
I'm gonna go King.
It was actually J.K. Rowling.
Okay. So, yeah, because wasn't she fucking homeless when she started writing Harry Potter?
I think maybe it got to the point where like she was releasing her books and then she was homeless through it, but then it picked up in popularity and then all right, last one. We'll do Disney quotes. We'll see how.
Okay, so I'm guessing the fictional character that said it. Okay.
Yes. Let's see. If everybody was like, I'm sorry, let me start over. If everybody were like everybody else, how boring it would be. Things that make me different are things that make me, me. Is that A, Snow White from Snow White?
No.
Is it B, the Emperor from Mulan? Or is it C, Winnie the Pooh?
It's Winnie the Pooh.
Okay. All right. That was too obvious. That was too obvious. Okay. No, that's one. Okay. Do not be fooled by its commonplace appearance. Like so many things, it is not what is on the outside, but what on the inside. That counts. I should finish the sentence.
All right.
Is that A, Olaf from Frozen? Is it B, Aladdin from Aladdin?
No.
Is it C, Alice from Alice in Wonderland?
It's Olaf.
It is actually Aladdin from Aladdin.
Really?
Yeah. It is
what?
Aladdin from Aladdin.
When did he say that in the movie?
I don't know. We'll have to rewatch it, I guess.
I'm zooming through that whole movie right now. Just hold on. Yeah. I guess that had to have been when he was meeting with Jasmine at one point because I bet it was the genie that said it to him because he was a street rat that wanted to be with Jasmine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was probably Robin Williams that said it. So the genie. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Makes sense.
That's fair. All right, so now's about the time we're gonna do a swap over to the advice segment. I guess we'll do a combo here, just because I'm really out of topics. I thought I wrote down more, but here, actually, if you give me a second, I'll see if I could have sworn I wrote some stuff down for what we were gonna talk about, like as if, yeah, I don't know. One thing I do note, actually. You know what? Hold on. Let's just. I think it'll be kind of fun on the spot. Let's just go through our notes and just randomly pick a note and give. Read what it is, as long as it's safe for work. And
this is super embarrassing. But
hey, that's good. So one random thing that I selected. I guess this is a joke / commentary, because for a time period, I was doing stand-up comedy. I don't know if I'd mentioned that at all to you.
Right.
But this was like last year. There was a couple places that had open mics. And so I just tried out material, and as I just thought of funny stuff, I would write it down. So one thing that this, I guess, is a bit / kind of Carlin-esque rant, is things that bring me joy. And currently I have two things. The horizontal escalators at airports. Those are literally anytime I see something like that, I instant smile. Instant. I just makes my day. I'm like, I'm about to have a great time right now. So no matter what I'm feeling, no matter what mood I'm in, will always bring me joy. And then as well, both songs by Earth, Wind & Fire, September and Let's Groove. I think no matter how I'm feeling, if you play that song, I'm instantly going to start dancing and jamming, and I'm starting to feel good. So those are currently on my list of two things that make me happy always.
Me and Connor were thinking, like, because Connor and I were both like the two people that tried to make everyone laugh in group settings in high school. And so I remember just coming up with random bits like back in high school that I mentioned to you before about the mouse and the swim coach and all that stuff. Well, one of them was, if I were ever to do stand up, it would be nothing but my 15-year-old brother, and I would give my 15-year-old brother a almost fatal masturbation
oh my gosh.
And I can just pop off a million different fake stories that I could do just to spend time just making fun of Trent.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go through notes. I got one. It's embarrassing. I got two because the other one's...
Hold on.
Well, that's my point.
You don't have that many notes.
No.
Okay. Oh, I've got look at this list. I've got like a zillion different notes.
No, because all of my top 10s and all of my favorites, they're all on the
here?
old phone.
Oh, okay, that's right. This is a new phone.
But
okay.
I did make list of, like, if I were to have a boy and a girl.
Oh, okay.
Like, I made a list of baby names.
Oh, all right. Let's go through them.
Well, for girls, it would be Presley or Layla.
Okay.
And then for boys, I already know what those would be, and it'd be either Michael, Wyatt, or I wouldn't want to name my kid after me.
I thought Blake Jr. Isn't that a...
No.
That's too...
He's gonna be Little Junior, but
sure.
No, he's either gonna have my dad's name or Wyatt, or he might have my granddad's name, Jerry.
That's fair.
I remember talking to my sister, like, Jerry just doesn't work with like a 2 or 4 year old kid just running around. Just,
I mean, you call him
Jerry,
Jer Bear.
Yeah, or I can just like,
hey, you idiot,
JR, like make
there you go. Do like my only request though out of your names is, if you do name your child Michael, middle name has to be Scott.
No,
has to be.
No, that's my dad's name. My dad's name is Michael.
But that's great. But I'm just saying,
his middle name isn't Scott.
It doesn't matter. It's perfect. It's perfect.
I can't do that. My girlfriend loves The Office too, so you better not fucking tell her. You better not tell her that.
Hey, Brittany, guess what? Okay. One other note that I lost it. I was just a random thing. I guess I don't know. I lost it.
I got one.
Oh, go for it if you got another note.
So me and Evan were gonna do like a 90s rock cover band, and I have our set list.
Oh, okay. Go for it. What's the set list?
Number 1 is Down in the Hole by Alice in Chains.
Okay.
And then I Could Have Lied by the Chili Peppers.
Okay.
Lithium by Nirvana. Creep by Radiohead. Champagne Supernova by Oasis. Jeremy by Pearl Jam. Bomb Track by Rage Against the Machine. Losing My Religion by R.E.M. Bullet with Butterfly Wings by Smashing Pumpkins. Fell on Black Days by Soundgarden. Everlong by Foo Fighters. Lightning Crashes by Live. Sabotage by the Beastie Boys. Why Don't You Get a Job? I think that's by either The Offspring or
I think it's The Offspring.
The Offspring, and then Plush by Stone Temple Pilots, and then Possum Kingdom by the Toadies.
Interesting.
I don't know.
That seems like, I mean, they're all like, what, that's the, you even said that's the list of your 90s cover band. Yeah. I mean, that's a fair set list.
And the other one are just jazz bands that Evan told me to look up.
Oh, that is the Infinite band.
The Snarky Puppy. I think I've heard of those. And then I have a quote. I don't remember who it's by. Oh, it's by Ben Shapiro. And I think this is right after like the Vegas shooting. I don't know why the quote stuck with me, but it's not our job to find out why evil people do evil things. It's our job to destroy the evil people.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that's a very valid. I mean, it's I don't, to an extent, it seems like more of a reactionary quote. I think you can do preventative stuff, but no,
it was after the Ariana Grande concert in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's when he said it. I was like, oh, damn.
No, I mean, that's fair.
What else?
Not
you
as,
have the more interesting notes.
No, not at all. One note is this is supposed to be a bit, but I didn't extend it at all or write anything. The only thing is allergic to mountains. And I don't remember the context at all of what it was for, what it's about.
Like if he goes hiking and he just starts sneezing, breaks out in
I
hives.
don't even think it's like that. I think it had to be something totally random that just, I don't know.
He flies anywhere close to mountains and he just has to go number 3.
A cardiac arrest or something.
In the bathroom.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, man. I do have a Shaq bit, but I'm definitely not going to say that now because it's totally... Okay, the premise of the Shaq bit was that, fun fact, Shaq has a PhD.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Or it's at least a master's. I'm pretty sure he has a PhD in education.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's why he's so cool.
Yeah, he's an interesting person. I could definitely like sit down and talk about him for like 30 minutes and just like how he's a monster of a human.
He's the kind of dude that I would just want to sit down like there is a top 10 list somewhere down out in the ether from my old phones, and it's like top 10 people I just want to sit down and drink with.
Oh, for sure.
I think I would put Shaq up there. I think that'd be such a fun fucking time.
Oh, definitely. For sure, you go drinking with Shaq, something is going to happen. I guarantee.
It'd be so much fun.
I agree.
You can give me piggyback rides everywhere.
That is also true. Fun. Yeah, that's very much. He probably could give 2 people piggy. You could probably just on a shoulder, just like you're on one shoulder, I'm on the other, and he's just like, "What's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey,
how's it going?" All right, so let's jump into the advice.
Let's do it.
That was a totally lame and stupid bits that we did with our notes.
I'll put up more notes.
Thank you, please. Next time, Blake, come with better notes, okay?
Yes, sir.
Advice number 1: should I buy a guitar?
Yes.
I want to buy a guitar for my birthday in a couple weeks. Learning to play the guitar is something I really want to do, and music in general is one of my strongholds of happiness, but I'm not a music person at all. I know nothing about the music theory, so would buying a guitar be a smart investment? Should I give it a try anyway?
Yeah, give it a try. My first guitar...
Well, hold on. What if he doesn't have a lot of money, though?
What I was about to say. Okay, my first guitar was a Walmart bought guitar that you broke one of the strings on. When you came over like the first time.
What?
Yeah, you did. You did, yeah.
I don't remember this.
No. You broke it and you were like, oh shit, because I didn't have a pick and we were using a penny. And you broke the B string on it, and I had never played it. Like my parents bought it from Walmart. It was like $40.
Mm-hmm.
I never played it because I didn't want to learn music because my piano teacher was horrible, kind of kicked me out of music.
Sure.
But you played it, you broke one of the strings and felt so bad, and I was like, dude, you got to understand. This is the first time I've ever seen anyone play it in this house ever. Don't fucking worry about it. So yeah, go if you don't want to spend a lot of money and you just want to learn basics, go out and buy a cheap guitar. Their Guitar Center has guitars that are even less than $100, just acoustic guitars, and have fun. Just whatever type of music you want to play, just learn the chords and just have fun. And once you start learning stuff, your level of improvement will just change drastically, and you won't even realize it. Like you'll be playing Hot Cross Buns, and then a couple of months later, you're learning Beatles songs, and you're having more fun, and it's a blast.
That's fair. That's definitely fair.
Definitely do. And don't worry about music theory that much.
Mm-hmm.
That'll come.
Okay.
Once you start getting more advanced, because music theory is really for if you're crafting music and you're crafting different note progressions and chord progressions and different triads that go along with whatever you're playing. And so don't worry about that. Just have fun. And then you'll actually learn a bunch of music theory just on the way that you didn't even know that you knew.
That's a fair point. Yeah, definitely just get comfortable with it. And, if you can, if wherever you're living, if you can find a cheap guitar, then I agree. I was just thinking in my mind, it's like going to Guitar Center and then just being a noob and buying like throwing $100 down on a guitar, or however much guitars cost at Guitar Center. I don't know. I was just looking at their expensive pianos.
Be ready for your fingers to hurt.
That's true. Yeah.
You will have to develop calluses on your fingers.
Then you can, if you're in high school, you can tell girls that you have calluses because you're so cool playing guitar. You're just like, yeah, I started playing.
With that, don't be that one douche that plays the guitar. And we all know exactly who that person is. That's the true. One douche that always plays guitar and it's the same fucking song. Mm-hmm. If the only song you know is Oasis, Wonderwall, you're not a guitar player. You're a douche that found a guitar.
That's true.
Okay? Yeah. Don't be on the quad when you go to college sitting there with a fucking guitar with your shirt off. Don't be that dick. Don't be that guy.
Don't be that. Be the cool
singing
just
songs
like,
about water. Like, fuck you.
You know, honestly, also, one thing just to pull it back, not even just with guitar specifically, but if you're learning anything new, don't tell anybody about it. I think when you tell people about things that you're doing, it puts pressure. Yeah, their expectations. It put pressures on yourself because then it's like 3 months later, they're going to bring it up. Oh, so how's the guitar going? Oh, yeah. I dropped it or whatever could happen. So
it's funny that you fucking say that because when I first started learning guitar, like I told my buddy Matt because we were sitting doing homework at like 4 a.m. And I was like, I'm just going to learn one song and I'm going to force myself to learn this song. And it was Learning to Fly by Tom Petty. And then Matt, after I learned it, he was like, boy, you better fucking be like Stevie Ray Vaughan in the next couple months. I'm going to come back in a couple of weeks. And if you're not fucking Stevie Ray Vaughan, then you're out of here. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Why?
There's no
way. Yeah, no, definitely keep it to yourself though. Well, I mean, if you want to talk.
Yeah, it's just it's a cool skill to just have. Like
That's
if you
true.
Just show up and like you're meeting a girl or whatever, and it's like, well, what do you do? Oh, I can play guitar. And it's like, prove it. And then you're just
just whip out the guitar from behind your back.
It's collapsible like a cane. Funny you should say that.
I've got something in my pocket here. Boom! It's a guitar.
You're the best magician ever.
Dude, I'm a magician and a guitar player. That, honestly, I would love to see, like, a musical magician. Like, I mean, it's all cool that it's all, like, super mind-blowy, tricky is kind of what's kitsch now. I think, like, mental, like, the mentalists and stuff like that, where it's like, whoa, that's so crazy. How'd you do that? But I think it would be really nice to see a act where some guy's playing the guitar and then, like...
It starts to float and he keeps playing.
Or something like that, and then, like, flowers appear from his guitar or something like that, and then, like, whatever...
we should try that.
Fire just comes out. I mean, that would be pretty cool. I think we could probably do
Pyrometric... guitar.
I would totally, Blake, if you would let me hook up flames to your body and your guitar,
absolutely not.
I promise.
Hook it up to my body, that's fine. But
the guitar, no, yeah, don't hurt the guitar. If anything, please don't hurt the guitar. Okay, here's one. Should I bother inviting homophobic relatives to my wedding?
There we go.
So my wife and I are having a vow ceremony next year for our families. Both of our parents have brothers who are pretty conservative. My mom's brother even deleted her Facebook after she came out. After I've always dreamed of having my extended family at my wedding. Should I invite them even though I know they won't come? Edit. I should feel like I should add something about that. I'm gay. Yeah. Yep. Even though that's probably obvious to some. Okay, that's not obvious to me. And then my mom.
I don't know. I would have thought it was weird if you had a homophobic relative, but you were marrying a dude. Like, or if I was marrying a girl, like.
Right.
It seems fine, but he's gay.
But he's gay.
She is gay.
Or she. That is true. And my mom came out. Blah blah blah. Okay, so yeah, would you go through that process?
I remember asking my dad one night, and he had a glass of scotch in one hand, and I had my Dr. Pepper in the other. I was still in high school, and I was just a little shit. Just wanted to ask my dad stupid questions, and I asked him, Dad, if I were gay, would you come to my wedding? My dad's not homophobic. He's just very old-fashioned. He's like Jay from Modern Family. He's very just, give me time. Give me time kind of guy. And he looked at me and he was like, will there be an open bar? And I was like, sure. And he's like, I'll stop by.
Oh, yeah. He'll stop by. That's great.
And so, yeah, I don't know. If your relatives are going to cause trouble at the wedding, I would advise against it. But if they can swallow their pride and go and be respectful and
or at least just be supportive,
even make an appearance, like you don't have to stay.
True,
like
that's true.
If it would be if it means enough to you that you want those relatives there, then by all means have them. But I think you should be upfront and like say, look,
agreed.
This is who I am. This is the person that I love. This is who I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with. I know that you guys aren't comfortable with that. but it would mean a lot to me if you came. Just be very respectful, please.
Sure.
If not, then I'm sorry. We're going to have issues later. And so, like, you just have to be upfront about it.
What would you do if they say yes, they'll be respectful and calm and all that kind of stuff, but then the wedding happens and, like, one of them gets super drunk and just starts being horrible and slurs and all that kind of...
It's time to get one of my other gay buddies to
rough them up.
Because the kind of gay guys that I would hang out with are the musclehead ones.
Oh, yeah. Super just, like,
the ones
always
that I can still watch sports with.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
And so those... They're
keep them quiet. Keep them in line.
They're going to put down the satchel and they're going to go handle it.
That's fair. Next question. My father is out of control. Let me start by saying I love my dad very much and he's a great person. That being said, he keeps trying to say YOLO, but he says it as YOGO, and it's insufferable. He will say it in front of my friends. He will say it to my neighbors. He will say it at dinner parties. He will say it on a bus. He'll say it on a truck.
What's that one poem? He'll say you'll eat it on a bus.
The green eggs and ham.
Yeah, green eggs
I will not eat green eggs and ham. I will not eat it. I will not eat it
on a bus
or something.
Yeah, a plane or a train.
There it is. That's what it is. Do I confront him about this or let him continue to make a fool of himself?
He's a dad.
Yeah, just ignore
dad
it.
Jokes. Let it be. You got to enjoy the dad jokes while they're still there.
True.
Enjoy that your dad is trying to relate to you on some weird level.
How old is YOLO, by the way?
YOLO came out Drake's album, Take Care album, and that was the motto. And I think that was sophomore year.
Wow. YOLO is old. Oh my gosh. That's
so sophomore year, I was 2011, 2012.
YOLO's about to go to school. It's
almost there.
It's
there.
Oh, is it? Okay,
it's 6 years old. It's in kindergarten.
Oh shit, you're right. YOLO. Oh my gosh. Can't wait to see till
so
YOLO graduate from college. Oh my gosh. Where is the world going to? Yeah, just let your dad be him as long as he's not hurting anybody. I mean,
let him put on his white New Balances with tube socks, put the cargo pants on, put
blue
the polo,
jeans and a
put
white t-shirt.
your Little League hat on still, and just let him say YOGO as much as he wants.
That's true.
Because at the end of the day, he's your dad, and if he still pays for your shit, you shouldn't say a thing.
That's true. That's very true. I think this guy may be toxic. So I've been messing with this guy for about 2 weeks, but we used to have a thing. Okay, so I'm assuming it's a female or a gay person. I don't know. But we used to have a thing last year, so we knew each other previously. Let's call him A. So A and I rekindled our fling, and I've been having an off feeling about him. We Snapchat each other daily, but it's all sexual, and he only wants nudes, etc. But sometimes he'll snap me and say the rudest things, like, "Do you always snap everyone with your tits out?" Oh, wow. Okay. I can't. We still have half a paragraph, and you just need to dump this person. You always snap with your tits. This is something in quotes.
Right.
You always snap with your tits out, and I think it's hoish. But he only wants to see my breasts, so I got into the habit of sending with cleavage. He asks me all the time if I'm sending to other guys the same snap that he receives, and if I would have sex with a guy that he asked, etc. He privately comments on all the stuff I post about relationships, like saying I'm gross for wanting one, blah, 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 just more crap.
This fucking guy.
And... blah blah. I need some help. What should I do? Just block him, dump him.
Don't ever talk to him again.
There you go. Done.
Well, like,
I thought it was gonna be like a redeeming quality of some sort.
Oh, dude, yeah. At the beginning of it, she was like, he's always asking for nudes, and my first thought was, that's
whatever.
A guy.
That's a thing.
We like boobs.
Yeah,
that's something we like a lot.
Yep.
Like, just if you don't want to send him boobies, then don't send him boobs.
I'm laughing at what you're saying. I'm sorry. You're right. I mean, that's it. That's
don't send him your boobs. And if you feel like, have some respect for yourself. First of all, like, don't be sending everybody your boobies. Like, keep that.
Well, I don't think she is sending everyone his boobies. I think she's just sending him cleavage.
Well, now.
Well, sure. Now, yeah, that's true.
And he's also just dump him.
Block.
Never speak to that piece of garbage
Toxic
again.
Toxic people are horrible, and I understand that it's very hard when you're coming from a place that you know this person, you've acquainted with them, or you're friends with them, or whatever the extent of the relationship might be. But it's very I get that it's difficult to leave certain people and cut people out of your life, because for me, that's hard for me. I can't just say you're gone, see ya, so long, sucker. Because then it's like you still have memories, and there's still
shared a lot of stuff with a lot of people.
Exactly. So I do get that, but I think when you type it out and then you forget about it and you come back and read it, and you see all the things that they're doing wrong, it's kind of hard to deny the negativity when it's on paper or whatever. So that's something. Right. Whatever you're thinking, if you're having internal conflicts about it, just write it down on a piece of paper, type it up, put it in some kind of time capsule or something. Say don't open this until a week later or something, and then when it happens,
see how you feel.
Exactly. And just if you're like still conflicted, then maybe talk to someone about it. Or if it's like, whoa, this is a really gross person, how am I friends with this person? Then you have your answer.
I don't know. I see it almost like a self-confidence issue, though. Like, you have to be confident in yourself to let people go.
Oh, true.
And so if you like the attention that this guy is giving you, you need to find another form of attention from somebody that'll not treat you like garbage.
That's very true.
And you need to be confident enough in yourself to know that I deserve somebody that will treat me with respect.
Yeah. Substitute for the better.
Yeah.
So
talk to your stepdad about it.
That if you have one or whatever. Should I force myself to continue a sport? For the past 6 years, I've been going to a boxing gym almost every day. I loved going there and doing pad work, sparring, and all that, but in the last year or so, I've been really depressed, like clinically depressed. So I don't really feel like going out and doing anything, so I'm wondering if I should just drop boxing altogether so I don't have to undergo the stress of forcing myself to go. Of course, I want to enjoy boxing, but I don't. Even watching videos of people boxing and fighting make me feel stressed. What should I do?
You need to look at priorities, and if you're clinically depressed, you need to look at what makes you happy. You have a moral obligation to yourself to be happy. And so if there's something that's conflicting with that or stopping you from being happy, you're the happiest self that you can be, then you need to toss it. But I would make sure that it's not just a rut that you're in. Like whenever I was playing baseball and I would suck for a month or whatever, you would have to push through that slump in order to break out on the other side and feel confident and feel happy playing that sport again.
But I'm sorry to interrupt, but how would you know when, and I mean, related back to toxicity, how do you know at what point should you say, okay, this is becoming more of a burden, or this is just having this in my life is stressing
from being happy. So like whenever I'm going to use the baseball example because baseball is the one sport where you have every player that's ever lived will always have a rough patch where they'll feel like, fuck, I can't do anything. I can't hit a ball to save my life. I can't throw a strike to save my life, whatever. It becomes a burden once, even when you are in a slump, you should still look back on yourself and step out of your own body and say, I'm still glad that I'm playing baseball. Like, I'm still happy that I'm on the field every day and having a blast. But if you're not, then you need to reevaluate what makes you happy and what makes you a better person. And if boxing is making it tough for you, then I would evaluate what about boxing is making it tough. Is it a certain workout that you're doing? Is it you're on the speed bag too long? Is it you're not as technical or as quick with your punches or your jabs or not? Then I would maybe focus on boxing a little bit, but then look at the broader spectrum of what's going on in your life. And is it boxing, or is it having to drive to the gym? Is it not feeling in shape? Is it all a different number of factors? But yeah, just if boxing isn't the thing for you, then you don't have an obligation to keep doing it.
What would you say about so let's say theoretically this guy on his good days and everything like that, and he's not in a slump, he's doing boxing like every other day for a couple hours. What would you say about trying at least to maybe do a couple times a week and do only 30 minutes? Do you think that's worth the time to at least just try and do a little bit of it so you kind of try and get back into the routine, or at what point?
I hear what you're saying. I guess it depends on where you are and how much you want to push yourself. So whenever I was in a slump, I would do nothing but keep working and keep going to the cages and staying there until midnight and trying to get better. That's how I pushed through my slumps. But maybe it would have been better for me to just say, you know what, I need to get my mind right, take a step back. I'll hit in some other time, but right now I need to just relax. And maybe that's the case for him. If you look back on any of your other times where you were in a slump, whether you're slipping in your grades, what got you back to good grades? If there was a time where you're slipping with any connections or relationships? What
Mhm.
made you go back? Was it working on it really hard, or was it taking a step back and saying, all right,
Oh,
let's look at it. Let's, analyze
I definitely
it.
think that that has been my preferred route to take.
To just step back and go, fuck, all right.
Yeah, just to take
now?
a breather. Let's reevaluate. I just, because it's like boxing. I really do think boxing and those kind of sports are very good for you, both physically, and I think it lets out stress, and definitely punching things definitely alleviates anger, I could imagine. So and that's why it's like, okay, well, if it's like, oh, with me specifically, I haven't really been playing video games as often. I've spent thousands of dollars on video game and consoles and stuff like that, but now it's like I don't have as much of a drive to do it. Well, but those are video games. I'm sitting on my butt, so obviously I could replace that with something better. And that's why with boxing, it's like, it would be good to take a break from it, but then, don't fall out of it and just, say, oh, I stopped doing it, now I'm done. So
yeah, you might find out that you miss it when
that's
you
true.
only do like 2 days a week. You
Yeah.
might find that routine is something that you need to keep a level head.
Sure.
And that's something that you'll just evaluate if you take a step back.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, it's weird because and you kind of see it now with the podcast as well, because it's like when I first started back in September, we were doing like 3 episodes a week or something like that, and just going at it.
Crunching
and then we reduced it to 2, and then now we're doing just 1 a week. So it's just, I don't know. And what my goal, I guess, is, and I guess this does relate. So ultimately my goal with this is get it down to be consistent, to get the correct upload schedule, to always have it ready for Wednesday, to always, have the video, have everything, have good content, and just get the consistency. So at a very bare minimum, so maybe with the boxing, just try and go for an hour a day or something, or an hour every other day, just so that you have that consistency, so you can keep the technique and you can keep the performance. And then after a while, if you get comfortable with it and it becomes second nature, then try and increase your increment. And then hopefully I'll start doing 2 episodes a week, and then who knows what happens from there. So yeah, no, definitely. To reaffirm, as we've said it a million times, just take a step back. Otherwise,
well, I don't know. One thing that I've always, and this is just, it works for me, is the better, and I think this is almost universal, but the better you get at something, the more fun you have, right? So
True.
When I first started playing guitar, I was horrible. My fingers hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, there's no fucking way I'm ever going to be able to be decent at this.
Sure.
But if you just keep pushing and keep pushing, that's always been what I do is, if I ever am down on something or I'm not doing as well, I have to mentally put myself in a place where I obsess about it.
Okay.
And that way I force myself to get better at it. Sometimes I wish I would have, looking back, I wish I would have just taken a step back and going, fuck, dude, all right, you need to chill the fuck out. But I that's just, I don't know.
No, I mean, that's fair.
That's in my head.
You get better that way.
Yeah, you do, but it's also a miserable way to go about it.
Well, I mean, as long as you have other ways to alleviate stress, then I mean,
right?
What's the problem then?
I don't know. I just wish easygoing is not really.
Yeah, but I mean, would you be where you're at now if you did easygoing?
No.
Exactly. So either way, no one's judging, but you're a POS if you don't do it the hard way. Just kidding. Can we call the police or sue our neighbor?
Ooh.
So we hired a roofing company to replace our roof. They bought a huge dumpster to throw the old shingles. Neighbors take advantage since she's fixing her fence and tells the constructors to throw her shit in our dumpster without asking us. Then when they tried again, we said no to throw it in your dumpster, and she starts saying how we're all neighbors and we should take care of each other. Also, she keeps yapping about how a dumpster gets charged whether it's full or empty, which is BS apparently. I don't know. So can you call the police or sue your neighbor over this?
I don't think you can call the police, but there won't be any legal ramifications for it. So it'd be like you could make the case for construction of property, because that is your money. That's, I don't know how dumpster works, like how charging a dumpster works. I've never heard about that.
I don't know either.
But I don't know. Part of me wants to say, just fucking let her. It's trash. But if it's a financial toll, which I don't know how fucking much a fucking dumpster costs.
Well, who knows?
I don't know where
have no
this
idea.
is.
I have no idea.
But
like,
if it's a financial burden on you, then you need to then yeah,
you need to tough up, sure.
Then I think you should call authorities, or at least a city manager or something, or get like specificity on the rules of dumpsters and garbage disposal and all that stuff. Right. And then see, because I don't remember ever reading about, when I was in college, about trash dumpster penal code for municipalities. I don't remember any of that. So
well, but okay, so then we've had this conversation before, but I don't know how much we've emphasized on your side. Obviously, me growing up, I never really had any much interactions with neighbors, but from what we've talked, I know you know your neighbors, and you know the people. So like, to what extent is it okay? Like, well, I guess I'm curious. How far is your metaphorical trash can with them? Well, because you have an established relationship with them,
right? My connection between the 6 houses was always it wouldn't bother us at all. So like if the neighbors next door needed help cutting down their trees and they had a car parked out front and they knew the trash man wouldn't pick it up, yeah, fucking put it in our front yard. It's fine. The trash guys will pick it up in the morning. No worries. I don't know if they started like putting like actual trash bags in front of our yard and they kept doing it after or if they put and then cars moved and you can definitely tell that they're taking advantage of having, then I'm sure my mom in her southern ways will make a very passive aggressive statement on Facebook or whatever, like, oh, it's nice to see the Graham's house looking so nice out front kind of thing.
It's actually really funny they mentioned that real quick. So a while back, I was helping a friend move out, and they had this giant futon cushion that like I just thought it was cool. So I was like, okay, sure, I'll take it, and I don't know, I'll use it for something. So it's like this, like probably 1.5 times size of this table. Damn, okay. And I was just like, okay. So I kept it at my dad's house, and it just kind of stayed there, and it stayed there, and it stayed there. And then at one point we were cleaning up, and I was like, okay, I'll just throw this away. And so traditionally, just people put shit in their front yard or whatever, and then
somebody will either pick it up or the trash man will get it.
Right, exactly. So I had a note on this saying just, hey, if you want it, take it. It's yours, blah, 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 whatever. And then apparently the neighborhood that I lived in had a Facebook group, and somebody posted to that Facebook group and took a picture of it. And then they were going off on something like, how rude is it to put this thing here? It's an eyesore and a distraction and blah, 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 whatever. And I didn't know about it because I'm not in the group. And I think one of my friends from high school, her mom was in the group, and then she texted it to her, and then she texted it to me. And I was just like,
what the fuck?
What am I doing wrong? So I ended up taking it to there was in our neighborhood there's a small little creek, and then they built a bridge over it, and I know that homeless people live there, so I just took it and left it there. So I was just like, all right, if a bunch of white people are going to complain on Facebook about me, I might as well just.
Can we take a second to acknowledge how shitty some neighborhood moms are?
Neighborhood moms, yes, not white people. White people are, everybody is shitty. It doesn't matter.
I can't stand the moms that feel so entitled with their neighborhood. Like, I get it. You want to keep a neighborhood safe and clean, looking presentable. I totally understand that, and I respect that, and I will even abide by some of those rules.
For sure.
But I remember me and my buddies, when we were in middle school, we were at the neighborhood pool, but it wasn't open yet.
Dun, dun, dun.
We were swimming.
Oh my gosh.
This mom in her white 4Runner, which, no, it wasn't a white 4Runner. It was a white Ford Explorer. I know exactly, and I also know exactly who it is.
Perfect.
She drove up, and she yells out from her car, "Get out here!" And me and my buddies look at each other like, we're going to keep swimming.
Yeah,
She walks up to the gate and just starts banging on it. Like, you could hear her ring just like banging on the metal. And so me and my buddies are like, okay, let's just go see let's go see what she wants.
Let's go on. Go ahead, yeah.
And she was like, do you guys know that this is closed right now? And my buddy Paul, so much stones when he was a 6th grader that I have so much respect for any 6th grader. Actually, no, I don't. Fuck 6th graders. But when I was that age, I was like, this is badass. I can't believe he's doing this.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, it's closed, but I mean, we wanted to swim. And the whole time I was the nice one of the group. And so I'm sitting back just going, oh, shit, this is not good. My dad's going to kill me.
Right.
And it's like, okay, so why are you in here? And my other buddy Carl is like, because we wanted to swim.
Yeah.
Like, it's open in another hour. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Sure.
And she was like, well, actually, it's not fine, because do you guys even live in this neighborhood? And Paul and Carl both rattle off their addresses like that. And then Carl took it a step further and went, oh yeah, my dad's phone number is this, and this, and my mom's phone number is this, and this. Call them if you have any questions, or like if you want to talk to them or whatever. And she just like got flustered, and she was like, well, I'm calling the police, and then went back to her car. And we're still sixth graders, like we're not 18-year-old,
sure, of course,
big
you're not
macho.
hooligans,
so we're fucking dipping. And so we head out. But that woman has stuck in my mind for the past, what was it? Fucking 10 years. Yeah. And it just stuck like just a thorn in my side. Like, I don't know why I let her, like,
moms. She's just the poster child for neighborhood moms. Oh my
gosh. I've been around baseball moms my whole life. Mm-hmm. And I know exactly the kind of mom that I know is a piece of garbage when I see it.
Okay.
And it's just the mom, usually a short haircut.
Okay.
It's never long.
Sure.
Bitchy moms always have a short haircut.
Okay.
It's either down right above like their shoulders or it's up.
Okay. Fair.
Always.
Very fair.
And they're always usually pretty fit because they're not moms that are cool and like kids,
sure.
It. They're always moms that want to impress their millionaire husbands.
Okay.
Always.
All right.
And they also don't work, because any mom that works doesn't have time to deal with a bunch of sixth graders at a pool. Mm-hmm. So they have nothing to do all day. So they just get pissed off at any kid or anything that they think is against the rules. And they just get, and they have to take it out on somebody. Can't stand, mind your own business. That's when I got that mantra of minding your own fucking business. Mm-hmm. Is growing up as a kid, looking at moms and dads that just wouldn't leave people alone. They had to regulate other people's lives. Like, I couldn't take my little brother to the neighborhood pool without my parents. One day my sister took him, and Trent was only 6. My sister, I think, was 17, and a mom like tried to kick my sister and my little brother out because a parent wasn't present. Wow. It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's
Leave
crazy.
us alone.
That's crazy.
I know.
I had two stories came from while you were ranting, which is totally fine. One, real quick, it was really funny that you mentioned people ratting on people, because at one point, there was a while back, there are somewhere on YouTube, there is a mini series that I called The Drunk Russian. And so it was literally me with a camera, and then I had like this wooden bolt action gun. And so I would just go around the neighborhood, and I would just like, oh, hello, I'm the Drunk Russian, like whatever. And at one point I went into a pool that was locked at the time. And there was a couple other friends with me at the time. So we hopped the pool, and then we'd do the thing. And then as we were actually leaving the pool, a cop pulls up. Sweet. And there's literally nobody around. So someone must have peeked out of their window. So it was like, oh, those kids are being hooligans.
Jim, do you see this? Do you see this? Isn't that ridiculous?
Karen, just let it go.
Janet,
let it go.
Just let it go. No, Daniel, I will not let this go.
So that was really bad. And then the second one, similar to your pool situation about standing up to adults, there was one of my friends was having a birthday at the pool, as you do when you're like in elementary school. And so we were playing football or something, or we were playing catch. We were just throwing a ball around. And this like family, just like a mom and then the younger daughter or something, I don't remember, they come to us and they like try and take our ball. And they're like, you're not allowed to throw balls in here. And I'm like, what? That's dangerous. You could hit somebody. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm like super pissed. All my friends at this time, they're like, oh, sorry, we didn't mean to.
But no, you've all got the,
I was like, how dare
the red
you?
Cartoon
how
face.
Dare you?
Steam coming out.
So literally, and I'm so stupid for doing this. I literally go over to like a wall of like that has the pool rules, and I just scan the pool rules. And I'm just like, okay,
is this?
Yeah, and I was like, and then I go after looking through, I go to her. I'm like, there's nothing on the pool rules. Like, you give us all our ball back, and because you're stupid. And she was like, I don't remember if she gave us the ball back or not, but yeah, it was.
What a bitch.
There are just some people out there in this world that just want you to suffer, I guess. I don't know.
I have one throwing the ball story.
Go for it. Wrap it up. Last story.
Thanksgiving at the McCowan house. If the cops aren't called, then it's a pretty tame Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So my cousin, who I think at the time had a warrant out,
Perfect.
Me and him were throwing the football in the alley,
Mhm.
and the neighbor comes out, and he stands right in front of his fence with his arms crossed. And I'm like, I'm just going to keep throwing the football, whatever. My dad comes out to shake his hand, doesn't shake his hand, doesn't shake my dad's hand.
Wow.
So now everyone's like, okay, we're doing this.
This is happening.
Right, this is what's going on. My cousin had a few beers, and he was feeling good. He was throwing a good spiral too. He was really on
He's in the zone.
He's in the zone. And so my neighbor starts bitching that somebody keeps hitting his fence. And so I'm like, I'm 12 years old, so I'm like, I'm gonna stay out of this. Like,
yeah, sure.
Keep throwing the football. My dad goes, well, I can tell you that none of my sons have been hitting your fence because we've been on vacation the past like week. So if it happened in that week, then I can tell you that none of my kids have done it.
Sure.
My neighbor just starts getting more angry, just yelling at my dad. And my dad's keeping his cool. I'm surprised that my dad was keeping his cool.
Good for him.
My cousin,
he
grabs the football and he looks my neighbor dead in the eye and he goes, nobody's hurting your fucking fence. And he chunks the football at the fence and it shatters a wood panel of it. And it just like falls to the ground. And my dad goes, Blake, go inside. And so I did not go inside. I went into the backyard and just kind of like those little holes in the fence.
Yeah, the little peephole. Yeah.
And my dad goes, I'm not going to say his name, but get inside. And then he goes inside and I hear my granddad go, what the hell are you doing? Like, don't you know that there's a warrant? And I'm like, what? What is going on? We were just playing football. And so sure enough, my neighbor called the cops and we had the cops come out and my cousin had to stay upstairs, pretend like he wasn't even there.
Sure.
And my dad was like, yeah, I threw the football and I just got a little heated. I'm sorry. And the cops were like, okay, just no one wants to be in this situation.
Right, of course.
We don't want to be here. It's Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
Just go back in your house. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Still haven't spoken to those neighbors.
Dang.
Like, it's been 10 years.
Wow.
I've not spoken to those neighbors.
That's really unfortunate. Man.
That's Thanksgiving.
So that's the line. Don't break your neighbor's fence and then...
Yeah, people get really... I get fence because those are expensive.
Sure.
I totally get fences.
Sure.
But, like, I don't know.
How dare you hurt my brick wall of a house? How dare you?
Pissed.
Oh, I can imagine.
I think he also said that somebody ding-dong ditched his house the night before. And that's why he was, like, anger threshold.
I could imagine.
It's like we weren't...
I've done my fair share of ding dong ditching.
Yeah,
so,
like,
but
we didn't do any.
Yeah,
we weren't there.
Sure,
like,
of course.
We were in fucking Houston.
There's
no way we could have done that. But still, to this day,
that's unfortunate.
Everything's just. Mm-mm.
Well, that's a great note to end the podcast on.
Note.
What morals did we learn, Blake? What did we learn today? What did we learn today?
What did we learn? We learned
don't break fences.
Don't break fences. Build fences.
Build fences.
No, well, shouldn't we not build fences?
Break
down walls.
Don't physically, metaphorically break
down walls, but build up
fences.
Literal. Well, even that sounds bad.
You know what? Just never mind. I guess we didn't learn anything today.
Here's one thing we learned.
Okay, what did we
leave everyone alone.
That's true. We did learn that.
Mind your own business, and if it bothers you, leave.
Unless someone is bleeding, crying out for help, or something else.
Or destruction to property.
Yeah, that's true.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
What else did we learn? Play guitar.
Or stick with
what you're doing.
Otherwise,
even though it's hard.
Take a step back and try it again.
Let's see. Dump guys that ask you for too many boobies.
Yes.
Well, and our dicks.
Sure.
Because every guy is going to ask for boobies. I don't know.
That sounds about right.
Mad Libs are fun.
I think
my notes are spare.
That's true. Yeah, better notes. So, I guess next week we'll have a top 5, bottom 5 from Blake.
Yes, we will.
All right, perfect.
Another controversial.
I've
been
top
my
5, bottom
ranking
5.
Laboratory, coming up with different topics.
This will really get the waters heated.
Yep. Scientists have been helping me out.
Oh yeah.
And it's ready to be on. Lot of research.
Perfect.
A lot of research.
I'm glad. Listening and watching, hopefully this looks all right. I know the cat was kind of in and out of the scenes. I didn't lock her up because she ran away from me. Anyways, thank you guys again so much for listening all the way. I really do appreciate the likes and the comments, and I'm sure if you share the video, all that good stuff. Again, just thank you guys so much. Comment if you have any responses to any of the questions that we had, or
a funny story about neighbors.
A funny story about neighbors is perfect. So yeah, other than that, everyone have a great day, night, or whenever you're listening to this podcast.